F1 is back, baby. We start off this season in the land down under, Australia. I've got a few things that I noticed during P1 and 2 that I would like to get to. Also, I want to give my predictions on qualifying and then predictions for race day. So, let's talk about it. All right, so Formula One is back. We're in Australia for the season opener. Over in the US, it's a late one for us, but got to make some sacrifices, right? So like I said, I just saw a few things during practice 1 and 2 that I just want to talk about for a little bit. So if you watched practice 1 and 2 live yesterday or saw videos from it, most of the commentators are already talking about most of these things, but I just thought these were the most important things that happened during practice 1 and 2. So the first thing I have is McLaren and Ferrari. They're looking quick in these first 2 practices, and everyone has McLaren #1 contenders to win the Constructors again this year. And everyone's looking at Lando thinking this is his year to win the Drivers' Championship, which I think so as well, but time will tell, and we're just starting out. But McLaren and Ferrari. Lewis now in Ferrari. He wasn't doing the best around the track for 1 and 2. He did have some understeer problems, but he still stayed, I believe, in the top 10 during practice 2, so he was getting up there. He was in the top 3 for a little bit. But then Charles is Charles. He's won this Grand Prix before, and Ferrari is going to be the contender against McLaren, it looks like, because based on these first 2 practices, Red Bull's nowhere. Verstappen's down in 10th, 11th, 12th, or whatever it is, and Lawson's not getting on with that car real well right now. He is down, I think. He finished 17th in practice too. So Red Bull's really got to figure out what's up with that car. And like I said, it is first race, so it is early. So we'll see what happens with that Red Bull. Second thing I got, Racing Bulls, the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Yuki and Isaac, they're making that car stand out on that track. I mean, it stands out with that paint job. I love the white on it. It was my favorite livery this year, but sticking in the top 10 for P1 and P2, or practice 1 and 2. Isaac, the rookie, he knows how to handle that car. Looks like he's fast around that track. It doesn't feel like he's a rookie, so I like to see that. And then Yuki also had a little spat with Lando. I saw that was a little thing, but yeah, Yuki and Isaac in that Racing Bull car, they're really showing speed. They look real fast, so I can't wait to see what happens coming qualifying with those 2. I also noticed, I believe it was at the end of practice 2 or during practice 2, there was 7 different teams in the top 10. 7 different teams in the top 10. We're not used to seeing that, especially last year. It was McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston. So maybe 4 to 5 teams in the top 10 usually for last year. So I think hopefully that was a telltale of what's to come for this season. It's a lot more battling, a lot closer racing, and more midfield teams popping into that top spot every once in a while. And then again with the Red Bull, or I have this for the Red Bull, with the issues that Red Bull is having, it seems that it's all front wing issues and floor redesign issues. Max was complaining about a little bit of instability on his car, and Liam just didn't seem to have the right pace to put it up in any of the top 10. He's sitting down at the bottom. So it might have to do with that front wing spec they're running. I heard they're running a new front wing design. And then also the floor is a little bit redone for the Red Bull as well. So wondering if those could give them any issues here for this weekend and in the future, but let's see if they can figure that out. Hello, this is Future Ben. I am editing this video that you're currently watching. I just want to put in here, I didn't say anything about Ollie Behrman's crash in P1 that took him out for the rest of that session, as well as practice 2. But I think it just got lost in my mind somewhere because he's a rookie. He sort of expects those things to happen with rookies. And then also I wanted to make a correction for my last video on the F1 75 Live. ESPN will be airing Formula One this year for the 2025 season. They just didn't renew their contract after. So just wanted to correct that. I know I said ESPN won't, or F1 won't be shown on ESPN this year. ESPN will show F1 this year. They just didn't renew their contract for the future. So just wanted to have that correction. All right. Enjoy the rest of the video. Carlos Sainz now at Williams, and he's making that car look so fast. I mean, he's flying in that Williams. Alex was struggling a little bit during first practice, but he showed some pace in second practice and was got in the top 10 with Carlos and the other Williams. So glow. Carlos is on his revenge arc, and I think Ferrari's going to be sad that they let him go. And then looking like rain on Sunday. That's what all the weather forecast is. I think right now it's around 40% chance of rain down there. I have the question like everyone else, and I think it's a very interesting topic to think about. Which setup do you go for in qualifying? I mean, once you're in Parc Ferme, you can't change the car. And with the possibility of weather on Sunday during the race, are you going to set up your car for dry conditions for Saturday qualifying and just try and get it to the top spot? But then you can't really do any changes, any major changes for the wet race on Sunday if it does rain? Or is your strategy to build your car for qualifying around the probability of rain come race day, so you have a better chance of fighting through the pack Sunday for a race and potentially get a better spot? I don't know which one. I think if it were my team, I would go for the race. So if I'm seeing 40-50% chance of rain, I would have my setup more favored toward race day than quali day and take whatever position I can get out of qualies. But that's just my take. All right. So we got those little talking points out of the way. That's what I noticed through practice 1 and 2. Glow. Now my predictions for qualifying and for race day. So for qualifying, I'm going to do P3 to P1. So my qualifying predictions for Saturday, I believe P3 is going to be Max Verstappen. I think Red Bull is going to figure out that little issue that they had with their car in practice 1 and 2, tweak it for this upcoming practice 3, and really be there for qualifying. So Max P3, we're going to put Charles Leclerc P2, and then I think Lando is going to take it all for Saturday qualifying at pole position. So that'll be Lando pole, Charles second, Max third for qualifying. And then for the race predictions, I'm going to go Oscar, come from behind, P1 victory at his home race. Lando's going to be second. Something's going to happen. It's not going to take him out of the race, but something's going to happen where he's going to drop back and he'll finish second. And then I think Charles Leclerc will finish third in that Ferrari because they're also looking quick. So that's all I have here. Glow. Like I said, I'm excited F1 is back. Got a long season ahead of us. I don't know how to sign off on this. How do I leave? That's all the talking points I had, and I gave you my predictions. If you want to give predictions down in the comments, go ahead. Let me know who you think's going to finish on top, or your top 3 for quali and for the race this weekend in Australia. Stay tuned for more videos in the future throughout this 2025 season. See ya.